Hi everyone, and happy Earth Day to you. It's actually the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. And I know it feels a little bit odd or just weird, I guess, to be honoring and really thinking about the planet and Earth Day today when, frankly, most people, including me, my focus is on, my community, keeping my family safe, keeping myself healthy, worrying about jobs, worrying about the economy, and all these other things that are pressing in your mind. But in some ways, I think this is exactly what Earth Day was built for, right? And here's why. Ecosystems that make up our planet, our living planet, really in a lot of ways are like a human body. When it's under stress, when it's been attacked, when it's being taken over, when it's being destroyed, when it's been cut down, when it's been degraded, when it's being burnt, when wildlife are being lost, all of these things make ecosystems and our planet inherently weaker and less resilient to deal with things that we've never thought about, things that come and impact us. And because we live on our planet, keeping our planet healthy and resilient is probably the best way we have of dealing with unexpected events, of dealing with these big catastrophic events that come around and have huge impacts on humans. So I think that this Earth Day is really in a lot of ways a very special Earth Day. It is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, but it's also a time to really understand and recognize, finally recognize this great linkage between human health and the health of our planet. These two things are inextricably linked. And investing in keeping our planet healthy is also investing in keeping humans healthy, whether it's air pollution, the quality of the water, preventing climate change, or really creating resistance to pandemics and diseases that can emerge from wildlife and spread into humans, or for where cures or treatments are found in nature. It's really important to keep these two things really linked. Conservation International is all about helping people and helping the planet. And ultimately, our message is that we want to protect that part of nature of most relevance, of most importance to humans. Not because we don't love nature for nature's sake. I clearly love nature for nature's sake. And if I see a bald eagle soar over my head here at my house right on the edge of the Potomac River, I'm going to celebrate that. But it's really because we really fully understand that for most people who are living on the planet, we need to create that link, that understanding that we've lost, that we are part of nature, and that ultimately saving nature really is about saving ourselves. So I really want you to take a moment today to think a little bit about nature, to open a window if you can, to get out in your garden if you can, to walk on a trail or in a meadow, on a forest, if you're able to, and just remind ourselves of the great importance of nature. If we ever needed a reminder of why nature plays such a huge role in our lives, all we need to do is look around, and it's there for us to see. And if you take the biggest threat facing our planet, it's not this pandemic, it's actually climate change at the end of the day. If you really take that and you ask ourselves, what do we need to do to deal with climate change? Frankly, all the lessons that we're trying to put in place to deal with COVID-19, these are linked. And all the things we're putting in place to deal with COVID-19 in some ways gives us great lessons for dealing with climate change. Look, we need government action, but not just government action. We need government action in a coordinated fashion across the world. Individuals have to take responsibility and willing to make certain sacrifices. Companies have to have a responsibility not just to their shareholder, but to also be good citizens, to be leaders, to be good to their communities. Science must lead the way, but do so with compassion. And early action, taking early and preventative action, is far cheaper than waiting till it's too late to then try and adapt or retrofit our systems to fit that. And if we take action now, it's going to be a lot better for our economy, and it could be a win-win. So these are lessons that we are learning as the planet struggles with COVID-19, and I'm sure we'll get through it. But these are lessons that we need to apply to climate change, which really is the overarching threat that will make all these pandemics, not only more frequent, but even more difficult to deal with for human communities. So look, in the meantime, if there's solace to be found in this dark time, it is in nature. And I've been out on the trails occasionally, and I've seen lots of people in nature, to be honest, and I understand why it's so important to get outside, to breathe, to open your window, to get out in your garden, to feel the sunlight, to feel the wind, to touch the water. It is that connection that humans have with nature that is so important in this time of self-isolation, of social distancing. Nature is, in some ways, our ultimate social network, and we need to reconnect with it. We've got a wonderful day of programming for you, the whole day, some amazing stuff. I just want to point out a couple of things to you. At 1 p.m. Eastern Time, the actor Lee Pace, remember him from Lord of the Rings, for example, will do a live reading of Nature Speaking, so that's at 1 p.m. At 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, my friend and multi-platinum songwriter and poet, In Q, will be performing live. He is phenomenal. He is absolutely phenomenal. You don't want to miss that at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then this evening, so to close out the day, we have this amazing cellist. I mean, he's brought me to tears with his playing, by the name of Joshua Roman. And so you're really in for a treat if you can get yourself a drink or gather after dinner, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, to hear Joshua Roman. Amazing day. We've got our chief scientist, Johan Rockström, calling in from Berlin in the middle of the day. We kick off with award-winning photographer, National Geographic photographer Amy Vitale, and Nikon ambassador, along with Hindu Ibrahim, a real voice for indigenous people and climate. So stay tuned. Enjoy the day. Happy Earth Day to you. Look forward to connecting with everyone in person. Meanwhile, enjoy and celebrate. Thank you.